Hi, welcome to Tamika's Story Time. This is a cautionary tale I would like to share with you of love going extremely wrong. This particular story that I'm sharing is about a young mother, 34-year-old woman, Ashley Lockhart, a mother of 6 children, who was savagely taken away from this world and her babies at the hands of her children's father on August 6, 2022. 8:30 in the morning, Saturday morning, 8:30. This woman was lured to meet Raymond Thompson, her children's father, under the pretense that he was in need of a couple of dollars to get himself something to eat. With that understanding, Ashley went to meet this man not too far from her residence and got into the vehicle, passenger side of their minivan, and handed him her card before he got out and went into the convenience store to return with nothing. Once he got in, words was exchanged between the two. A heated argument ensued as Ashley turned to exit the vehicle. Mr. Thompson began a savage attack on this woman with a butcher knife. He stabbed her in her neck and throughout her upper body 16 times. He stabbed this woman to ultimately embed the butcher knife in her skull before exiting and closing the door of the vehicle and proceeding on. He went on to purchase methamphetamine. There he did the drugs. Once he finished his drugs, he went to the police station and reported the crime. When the police went to check out what this man was saying, they was horrified by what they discovered, causing them to immediately block off the street with a crime scene from one end of the block to the other end of the block. No one could get through. They covered the vehicle so that no one can get a glimpse of this horror, this carnage inside this vehicle. One detective on the scene became sick by what he observed that went on in this vehicle, and this the state of this woman. To only discover that this was a woman a mother of 6 beautiful young babies, ranging from the age of 10 years old to 5 months old. Just 6 months prior, this woman had her last baby with this man, and yet she was sitting in a vehicle, deceased at the hands of the children's father. When they discovered this, they was horrified. Nonetheless, a detective became sickened by this sight of what happened to this woman. Could not believe that this was the fiance of the young man who came in to report this, the 34-year-old man who came into the police district to report a crime, unbeknownst to them of the magnitude of this crime, and that he was the father of her children, 6 babies that she had with this man. They also discovered that she had an active restraining order on this same man. That, they were perplexed by the encounter, nonetheless, that they had, being as though the restraining order was in place. But they were also troubled by the attack itself, on why he would do such an attack on his children's mother, his ex-fiance. And he told them that he believed that she was cheating. Well, as pieces are put together, have been put together throughout the course of this investigation, they learned a little bit more. This woman was not cheating. She was moving on with her babies into her own home. And this man who had her as a security blanket for many years, well over 10 years, he decided he wanted to snatch the security blanket from underneath his very own children by taking their mother. He was infuriated with this woman for deciding to move forward without him. And he single-handedly destroyed his own family. And that is not a man, by no means. This was a coward. This was an individual that, by all accounts, was loser. Yeah, hate to say it and hate to use the word loser. Okay? She gave this man credit by being with him and birthing his babies. 6 beautiful babies, which she loved. And this woman was a mother of all mothers. She loved and doted on her daughters. She gave them love and an abundance. She took care of them so very well and made it look easy. She had them babies dressed like they were dressed in the same outfits. They had their hair done. No matter how hard it took, how much time it took, this woman took every ounce of her time and effort and poured it into her children. She not only poured the love and attention into her children, she was educating her children on being the best human being that they could be, to rise into the top of whatever it is that they sought out to become, and that they could do anything that they wanted to do and be anything that they wanted to be, and giving them self-affirmation, self-awareness, self-value. She was pouring so much into these girls that it's just mind-boggling how this man could just snatch this woman away from her children. I was apprehensive for a long time to do this story, but someone asked me to do it and I did it. And I'm troubled and thought of it every time I think about what this woman, this beautiful woman, went through, who just loved. She lost her life just out of sheer love. And this is a story that how love can go so wrong. This is just a story that it's not limited and just an isolated incident, if you will. It could happen to anyone. This is a story that echoes in my life because it's a story almost similar to what happened to my grandparents, and I will share that story. But the bottom line is this: to her children and all children of women who have been snatched away from them, your mother is with you. Do not think for 1 minute that her love has disappeared, because she's with you. She will always be with you. She will be there to protect you. She will be there to love you. She's loving on you in the spirit. She's in the spirit world, but she's around you. She will not forsake you. She will not leave you. She has not been in the physical presence of you, but she's in the spiritual presence of you. And her love extends beyond death. So I say, keep your mother's memory buried in your mind and in your heart. Her smile, her words, her laughter, and her voice. Never forget it. Because those moments that she filmed is for you girls to always cherish. Know who your mother was. Remember who your mother is. And never forget the love that she has and holds over your life. Take that. If you take any memory with you, you take that memory with you. Never forget it. Because that's the most powerful. Love is the most powerful thing that you can have. And don't be afraid of it. But just don't let no one treat you less than valuable. And I believe that this is what your mother will want you to know. And she will, as she refer to you, her little charms, you are her little charms. And you are to be treated nothing less than a perfect little charm. Keep that in mind. Keep the love buried in your heart. Don't let no one take love from you. But do not allow anyone to drain the life from you or from your children when you become a parent. And your mother, facts are, your mother loves you beyond words. And I like to say that my heart goes out to the family, the children, anyone who was in contact with this woman, associated to this woman and her children, and who are taking care of her children. My love, my prayers goes out to you. This story sticks so true to my heart. I will never forget this story. And if I'm ever in a position to do more than tell this story, I will be sure to do so. Because this story, like I said, is mind-blowing to me. And it's one that hits close to home. And I like to say that this man will never be out. He will never see the day of light. He sealed his own fate when he decided to do what he did so viciously and so heinously, with no regard for his children, no regard for that woman that he once loved, or had so much love for him, had enough love for him that she didn't even want him to be hungry, didn't even want to see and abandon him completely. When she should have, she didn't. So that goes to show a lot of character on her part. There's a lot of women that is not exempt from this. You have to stay prayed up. You have to stay close to God. And every move that you make, you consult God first. Tell him to lead your footsteps. Because that's the only thing that's going to keep any one of us safe in this world. And men, they suffered through it too. But we're talking about a woman right now. But I just wanted to be clear on that, because domestic violence doesn't just fall on women. It can fall on a man too. And I'm not ignorant to that. And I just want to be clear on that. So domestic violence is real. Ladies, remember when you get that restraining order. Men, remember when you get that restraining order. Remember that fear factor that puts you in that place to get that restraining order. Let this be that cautionary reminder of what you do not do, so that you don't make the same fatal mistake that Miss Angela Lockhart made on August 6, 2022. By being lured in from the call of someone that you hold so dear in your heart, or once held so dear to your heart. When it's children involved, it's a lot harder for a person and a couple to walk or separate, if you will. So there's a lot of factors and layers to this that will never be uncovered. And there's a lot of layers to any relationship, domestic relationship with children, that are to be considered and taken into account when you're separating or filing for that restraining order. Always remember, safety is first, rather it be for not just for yourself, but for your children. So if there's an alarm to be concerned for your safety, always keep that in the present and in the forefront of your mind, no matter what the circumstances may be, no matter who the person is, and where they may be. Just keep that in mind, that the restraining order was put in place for a purpose, and that purpose was of concern and fear. Do not let your guard down to be subjected to this person's presence that you do not feel comfortable or safe in. Keep in mind that this person can change. They turn off and on, because they know how to turn it on and they know how to turn it off. You have to be that person to keep that in mind. Don't allow yourself to be in this person's presence. If you have to deal with this person, by all means incorporate a third party or someone that can be a mediator, if you will, between the two, without anyone being harmed or subjected to harm. But most importantly, keep God close, because He is the ultimate interceptor to evil, because that was evil that was done, evil, and none of us is exempt from harm's way. Okay, nobody. So it's important, it's most prevalent to have a personal relationship with the Lord and keep Him close at all times, and pray before you do anything, because that will lead you and safeguard you throughout your journey. Keep that in mind. I say stay prayed up. Take care of your mind, your body, and your soul. I always present my tea. I present Super Greens. Live Good Super Greens. Tamika's Healthy Choice through Live Good. Tamika's Healthy Choice at livegood.com. You can get your Super Greens, all your supplements. I say whole body cleanse. I give these cautionary tales, not just for the mind, but I also give you something for the soul and also give you something for the body. Keep all three aligned, all three clear and clean. Whole body cleanse. And I say, be a blessing to someone else so that God can continue to bless you, and continue to come back so that I can continue to bless you with more stories, testimony, cautionary tales, if you will. You stick around with your girl, you won't be disappointed. I intend on giving you all that I know how to give, and to give it well. So I say blessings until I speak again. God bless.